YouTube, Shadowsun here, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a little bit, but as I said in a prior video, a lot of things have been crazy right now, and this month is no exception. But I'm super excited for this month's content. This month is kind of focusing on the Equinox, which is coming up next week. So this video is all about celebrations and tips and things you can do to set up your altar and ways to celebrate. So I have a super long post on my blog about this as well, so please check that out. This video is coming out later than I had hoped, but what can you do? Good thing is that I've got another video coming out with other things about the equinox and also tying that into working with the sun and moon, so please stay tuned for that because I'm super excited for that video. It goes into various aspects of working with solar energies and lunar energies together, so that's a video coming up fairly soon. So going into the equinox, I feel like the equinox is an interesting time of year. I feel like the biggest things that come up for me during this time of year is like balance and cleansing and renewal and mental health and all these various things. It's important to take care of all those things. So different ways I like to celebrate. I like to keep things pretty simple. I feel like you can get really elaborate and you can get really simple with it, and there's nothing wrong with either. I just say go with what works in your circumstances. I say if you can, nature walks or walking around in your area, even going to your backyard. That's what I've been doing, getting out in the sun and that sort of thing. This weather has been really weird, so we've got like heat wave as I mentioned on my TikTok video, and we get heat wave, then we get rain, then we get cloudy weather. So I feel like that has tons to do with it, and also can help with seasonal affective disorder and depression and all those things. So getting out is good. Considering balance is also another thing. Considering what you've done in the year and what you've accomplished and how far you came, sacrifices. I feel like those are big things that come up for me personally. Other ways you can celebrate too are just decorating, like with things you have. You could even do like decorations from the backyard on your altar or just around your home, using seasonal flowers or fruits or things that are in the area. I've used like sticks and rocks from my backyard. I'm still working on my altar for the equinox, so you'll see some stuff, some local stuff here and just general things around my area. You could even make like little decorations with those items you find in the backyard. I'm not that crafty though, so if you are, by all means do so. Other ways you can celebrate too are meditating on this time of year, like what does it inspire, what does it bring up for you. I mentioned also in the blog post, celebrating with food and seasonal drinks and family and loved ones and giving thanks for things as well. Going into tips and suggestions for altar setup, keep it simple. Like I said, use decorations from your backyard. You can make a whole altar in your backyard. I mean, if you have a tree or wherever you can put your stuff up. From little things you find in the backyard. You can get stuff from the dollar store if you need to. Just use what you have available to you. You could use different crystals like citrine or hematite or smoky quartz or obsidian, brown jasper, for connecting with the earth. You could even use the elemental associations like I mentioned in the blog post. You can create your altar using those associations, using stuff you find or crystals you have on hand or herbs or other aspects of your practice, whatever you use, incense even, specific incense for this time of year. You can also use different setups, so like you could use different shapes. I've used squares, I've used circles, I've used stuff that I work with, people that I work with, deities that I work with, spirits. You can put those in the front and center, or you can put them in the back, however you want to go about it, however your practice is set up. I like to keep those types of things pretty front and center, or at least close enough as I possibly can, because they're prominent in my practice, and I'll put things around it that symbolize them, but also items that symbolize the season as well. You can move things around with your altar. It could be all kinds of ways that you can set it up. Finally, I want to get into ritual tips, and I mentioned tons of ritual ideas for this time of year. My personal things are like balance and like creating balance in life. focusing on like darker aspects of the year. That could include like workings for, I mentioned it further down the line, but workings for depression, rituals for mental health and general health, which is also mentioned in the post. Like I said, aspects of keeping keeping things with success. You could do stuff for success as well. You could do things even on love if you wanted. I didn't mention that in the post, but like self-love or finding and attracting love even. I don't, that doesn't really come up for me mostly, but, or maybe even focusing on yourself, stuff for the self-empowerment, confidence, things like that, or introspection, reflection, rituals on reflection. You could do it through journaling, you could do it through meditation, all these things you can do that, and you can also incorporate spells into the rituals or not, as I mentioned in the post. You can use rituals for banishing and releasing work. That comes up a lot for me. So what do you need to get rid of? Habits, addictions, people. Do those things now with this, energy that we have going on. Focus on, like I said, health and wellness. You can also focus on rituals and spells for other things you want to bring into your life. Cleansing aspects of it too. Cleansing things, removing, or even purification. You can totally make a clean slate out of it. Purify everything around you. Your altar, refresh everything. You could focus on working with specific deities during this time of year, or focusing on spells that really apply to your life. So those are just some suggestions that I have for you all. Please, like I said, check out the post, and I hope this video has been helpful to you all. Happy Equinox, and you will see more Equinox stuff and other things in the next video. Well, I will, and speak to you all soon. Many blessings.